We good?
Yeah.
How valuable is sort of a reset in that you haven't had a practice day for a while, you get the regular sort of schedules this weekend?
I mean, it's good. I think much more than anything physical right now, it's a lot of mental work that needs to be done. That's what we really talked about was where we're at right now at 500, which is average, which is not a great feeling, where we want to get to. And so the mental aspects of attention to detail, game plan awareness, specific personnel. I think the effort, competitiveness has been there from day one, so it's not a physical thing. It's really locking in on the details, and I think that's where we really focused over these last few days is film session, digging into when you give up 131, one guy scores 42, there's still 90-ish points, left, and we really broke down how they got those. Scoring 127 is obviously enough to win, but our defense the last 4 games has been last in the league, and so we're 6 overall. We want to see how we can get back to number 2, and so a lot of mental preparation for us and who we want to be going forward. It doesn't feel good to be 500. That means you're 41 and 41, and that'd be an accomplishment in most people's lives, but we don't love the feeling of that.
When you bring up the record, are you trying to are you have a concern about the urgency and sort of the hunger to be better than 500?
Definitely. I think you look at the past, and we're not comparing ourselves to past teams here. We want to set ourselves, set a new standard for ourselves, and that could be an accomplishment, like I said, in other people's lives, but and you could be 20 and 10 very easily. It's a lot better feeling than 15 and 15. And so, we're bringing that up to show the games that we've given away and ways we haven't executed down the stretch or specific game plan wise, and where we could be if we did that. So, mentally locking in and preparing to a different level is where we need to get to.
How do you think the guys responded to that today?
I think it was good. I think, we, as always, show them up front the things that we didn't do well, and it's a lot of accountability in that room. Guys see the lack of awareness at times on certain things, and we understand where we could be if we get to that. So I think nothing I say publicly is not said tenfold behind the scenes, and so they all know and agree, and we had a good debate, not just me and other coaches talking. It was a good debate, and what you see here, why you did this, what happens from the result of this, and so I think it was positive.
For players like Cam Whitmore and Amin Thomas, but specifically Cam Whitmore, what will it take, what do you want to see from him in practice and games for them to get more consistent minutes with Dylan Brooks and Jabari Smith out?
I think consistency across the board, and that goes with everybody. So, the guys that are trying to get on the court and trying to play, it's just consistent growth, consistent awareness, consistent attention to detail. And that's what it's all about, and that's why we have not won some games because of those things. And if a guy's not playing, they're probably further behind than the other guys in those areas.
So your message isn't, well, look where you are compared to last year. It's look where we could be.
Yeah, not at all. I think, like I say to them all the time, just because you won 17, 20, 22 games in previous years, that may look like an accomplishment to some guys, but you didn't come here for that. The new additions and then the growth of the young guys, we should obviously by far supersede that. And so, no moral victories as far as the record so far.
Obviously, no one's been through a 28-game losing streak before, but do you, when you're playing a coaching career, have just one of those really long ones that a team has to overcome? Do you ever go through anything like that?
No, I think I've been on good teams and coached good teams for the most part. Even when I was in San Antonio, I went to Sacramento the year after. We struggled, but never anything to that extent. The one thing I did talk to our guys about before was, I think, 3 9-game losing streaks last year. So we obviously want to avoid that, but we've been inconsistent as far as that this year, winning streaks and 3-game losing streaks here and there. And so how do we self-correct when it gets one game, and how do we adjust and avoid those losing streaks in general? So never that extent. It's tough, obviously, and I know Monty well, so we don't feel great about it, but at least they got their win, and we just got to come in and do our job tomorrow regardless of their record.
It's weird, you look at those games and you see a lot of talent. They don't look like a team that could lose 28 in a row. Is that a message you have to make sure is understood?
Yeah, I think regardless if they had won or lost yesterday, the mindset's the same. A talented team, and there's a lot of parity in the league. And, look at us, for example, we've been very competitive and won games against high-level teams and then struggled against others. So anybody can do that on any given night. That was the message.
About Jalen Green, he's had 2 of his best games in the last couple of games. Have you seen anything different from him in practice that kind of leads him to having these better games than he's had in the previous months?
I mean, I think the focus, obviously, when you're in a little bit of slump, you zero in and kind of lock in more. His aggressiveness, obviously, in the games has been different, but I think the last game was one of his best from a standpoint of scoring and making the reads and finding guys. And so, obviously, he's putting some extra work with that, understand how teams are defending him, and you saw that carry over.